There's always going to be little odds and ends that are just going to make me really intrigued for Market Watch. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome. Yeah, I know I look like crap. I got to get these Market Watches together before I leave on a trip again. So, I had to knock these out. Magician of Black Chaos Max. This thing allows you to tribute a monster. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects this turn. So you basically end up pooping this out during your opponent's turn and forcing your opponent to basically turn skip them. This has not been a very explored thing until recently, where people started to realize, oh, hey, you know, we can go back to making Chaos Max out here. It's also paywall behind Kazuki Takahashi's art at this point in time. And you guys already know that with, we don't know if they have the ability to reprint these or not. So I don't really know what to expect on the super long term when we're dealing with these sorts of things, but it is by far one of the strongest capabilities to jam the opponent out. Now you're probably looking at, well, Robbie, these are $1, $2. What's going on? You actually need to go check the sales data on this thing, because the amount of sales that have been stacking up on this thing over time is the thing that you gotta pay attention to. If more and more people are picking up copies of this, then there is something effectively going on in that department for good times. Owner's Seal. Now, first of all, I want to pull this up here. Owner's Seal, you know the crazy part about this is, you have a Speed Duel reprint, you have the Structured X Sacred Beast, you have the 2020 reprint, by the way, which does not exist on Near Mints, and then you have the original Light of Destruction print. Now, keep in mind a couple things here. Under Near Mint, these are kind of nothing, but you've only got 45 listings. You come down here to the Structured X Sacred Beast, these are like 14, 15 cents. The original print owner seals in first edition Near Mint at this point in time are basically $2 to $3 a copy. Now, this card was by far, I think, one of the gimmicker cards that you were able to do. You basically just start using the lava golems, tributing your opponent's cards, you know, giving them all of these, especially summoning all these broken monsters to their field. And then you would use Owner's Seal to return those monsters back to your control. Because it literally says, return control of all monsters on the field to their original owners. If I'm just special summoning all of these bad cards to your field, I can Owner's Seal OTK you. Now, you are in the realm of 4 to 5 card combo at that point in time. I don't realistically think you're going to pull off something, you know, it's going to be broken with that, but that's what you're dealing with. Sky Striker cards. Oh my god, man. The amount of time that I get to look at these Sky Striker cards on Market Watches has been crazy. So these are still 360s. Zeros are 211s. These engages went up even further beyond. This garbage is $225 a copy, which is crazy to me. Roses are $310 now. Rose was a $70 card when I picked it up out of a box. Do you know how stupid these highs are going? Like, it's crazy to me. Kagari's, well, unfortunately, Kagari didn't really get the special treatment. But right now, Kagari is a central piece of the Yummy strategy. Basically being able to slam this down, well, up you go. $200 back up for Kagari. I didn't think I would see this card hitting 200 again. But, you know, I get surprised the more I look at the market. Also, these linkages, still 118 bucks per copy. It's good to see that Lemonus Gate is climbing back down. You guys remember on Friday, Lemonus Gate hit $200. Now, when you hit that high, you're going to start to see people undercutting each other. Somebody just straight undercut at 140, said, nah, it'll sell. Somebody else said, nah, man, screw that. I'm going to undercut you and sell it at $132. And the cycle just continues to crawl back down. Now, somebody did buy a $140 one. Somebody did buy a $110 one. You are on a downward slope on this. I can't imagine that that's going to stay too terribly high. Still $95 engages. I'm not really surprised to see that. Hornet drones coming in about $29 to $30 right now on the rarity upgrade, which is pretty nice. Meanwhile, these Ray New Arts, these are, well, I mean, you're heading on up to $50. I can't say that I'm all that surprised, though, on that high rarity. $38 copies of Duelist Advance. Ugh, that's bad. Hayate is still coming in about 30s. 30s and 24s. Kaina's at the $19 mark. Okay, Zero is coming in about 17s. I'm glad to see that that's still kind of holding itself up and doing very well. Meanwhile, the original art rays are about $15. So, Sky Striker department's doing interesting things. Tri-Brigade. So I wanted to toss this back in here. I know we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but you know, the new stuff's pretty cool. I love this $425 copy, but then I see 110 and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Card's not actually highway robbery at this point, which is crazy. Get a Mana Moon card sleeves on here for $60. Sure, man. Love all the supplies. Fractal's about 5.6, still about 5.6 on Shirags. We're not really losing too much on that. $2 to $3. Yeah, Tri-Brigade cards. Just quickly looking through this, these aren't real money. That's cool. I like saving money. Hackatrice. So near mint copies of this. $2, $3, $2, $3. What's very scary about this is, for a card as old as this is, there are only 10 listings available. If you ended up not getting a near mint copy, you get to watch this price escalate up. And that's not really something that you want to be seeing here. Kind of a scary thought, actually. Ooh, Elf's Light. This is a classic one, man. The TP stuff, I always get excited to talk about this. Light monster, equipped with this card, increases its attack by 400, but decreases its defense by 200. This is a TP1 rare. Now, you are looking at 81, 92, $95 on up to 100. You get a near mint here. I love this. For $100. And keep in mind, though, this says the Eon. It says the European version of it. Interesting. Morphtronic Remoten. These are $5 to $6, honestly. But what I want to show off here is the status of Advent Calendar. Now, if you guys, this is one of the hardest products to find in actual good condition. These are about 20s. Siroko's, 17s. The Black Rose is still kind of up there. The Qualoots are at 7s. These have definitely dropped. Junk Synchrons are at 7s because of the Yusei Fudo stuff. You can see the Sign of Dragons are still up there. These are still 2 to 3s. This Resonator also mod plays at like $5, $6. That's kind of crazy to think about. The Sunny Pixie, these are also 2 to 3s. The Rose Tentacles, these are 2 to 3s as well. Formulas also have dropped down. Remember, there was a time where a lot of these cards in here had their heydays in the meta. The Aurora Blackwing, I only love 9 listings of that. It's still $2 to $3. Big P Golem Man, these are 2 to 3s. That's kind of crazy. Nitro Warrior only has 4 listings. Okay. That's interesting. You also got the little Karibo in here, the Blackwing Dragon. I can see where they pulled a lot of the last Advent Calendar stuff was basically from this set, which is kind of cool, actually. Tempest Mission, you know, for a band card, this is $60 to get near mints of this card. And this thing is locked up and not coming back. You know how crazy that is to see on a modern era market? But people, you don't get, reprint equity like this. That's kind of crazy. Oh my gosh. The special edition, take this off. How many of these special editions are on the market? These are about $8 for the special editions. Tempest Magician for first and near mint. Holy crap, man. That's crazy. $50+ for that. And also Jurrac Velo from DTO2. These are like $12 to $13 to $14. Oh, when this face up attack magician monster is destroyed by last, also summon a Jurrac with 17 or less attack from your deck. patrons. Thank you. Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.